I felt ready to move on. Ginny, of course, a little bit younger than me. She was not quite so keen. And I'd looked around inside the church for people to take on from us, and it hadn't worked out for one reason or another, which was a sadness that I hadn't managed to raise up someone to take on. You know, I let it be known around the vineyard we were looking for people to take on, and there were two couples that came up. You were one, and the other couple, and we had you to come and preach with a view. And Ginny and I knew that you were the people, wow. So wow. we approached you and offered you. So, I mean, two things I'd say. One is, again, I got this from John. You know, I do it and you watch, we do it together, you do it and I watch, in 3 terms really, which was the year. And I think the one thing I would say is that I had a sort of group of people who watched over me to make sure I was letting go. If you think of President Biden at the moment, yes. You know, when you're in charge, letting go is very difficult. Of course, there's nobody like me. Well, of course, it's not in fact true, but you think that.
That's how you feel.
That's how you feel. And I wanted to make quite sure, so I had a group of people who watched over Ginny and I to make sure that we were relinquishing things.
It's our 30th anniversary.
Yes.
You've got the microphone. What would you love to say to the church?
Do you know, I've two things I've jotted down, really, thought about. John Wimber used to say, I used to ask myself frequently, if I wasn't paid, would I be here on a Sunday? And I can honestly say that of the 17 years we were at Win Vin, there were probably only 2 or 3 Sundays when Ginny and I wouldn't have been there except we're being paid. I mean, we loved it. So the week in, week out, and all those sort of things. So that was the way we thought of church. And the other thing I was just thinking of, when we're celebrating now, we want to glance backwards but look forward, because actually it's wonderful to celebrate what's happened, but actually it's what's going to happen, building on the foundations of what's gone before.